Lin is a worthless, good-for-nothing loser who spent his life being useless. However, everything changed when he suddenly kissed a demon girl and unlocked SS rank abilities. After cursing the hot hourglass-shaped demon, she introduced herself as Hong Yi before disappearing with a promise to return. No sooner had she left than the system appraisal congratulated Lin on acquiring SS rank abilities. Instantly, he felt a tremendous surge of power coursing through his body, making him feel invincible. The thought of his overpowered ability filled him with excitement, but his joy was short-lived when the world appraisal system alerted him to a horde of monsters and ghosts approaching nearby. As soon as he received the warning, he was pursued by a phantom mist with a fiery red gaze. After hours of running, he finally reached his home and was captivated by how luxurious it was. Upon entering, he encountered a young girl and wondered who the disgusting flat board was, but quickly remembered she was his sister, Lin Xe. Lin Xe was relieved to see his as she had been worried sick about him coming home late. However, as she looked at him, she was shocked at his disheveled appearance and asked why he looked like he had been hit by a train. He explained that he had slipped on the wet ground. Few minutes later, she offered him tea to warm his drenched, cold, disgusting body. As he sipped the tea, he recalled his pathetic former life. Adopted by the Lin family, he had two stepsisters, Lin Hua and Lin Xe. He thought about how he was the only one who was worthless in the family compared to his gifted sisters. Even Lin Hua, his second sister, had been selected to join the special division due to her talent, leaving him with the responsibility of caring for Lin Xe. While reminiscing, he was startled by a loud kick at the door, which scared him half to death. Chu Junio, his childhood friend, stormed in angrily, demanding to know why the Morn had confessed his love to her in front of the entire school with a megaphone like a complete idiot, embarrassing her completely. Upon hearing her words, Lin suddenly recalled that after confessing his love to Chu Junyo, he had been annihilated near the school. Trying to brush off the memory, he decided to deal with the angry chick first, telling her it was all a joke and that he wouldn't dare confess love to a feisty vixen like her. His words only angered her more, and she prepared herself, leaped into the air, and delivered a high uppercut kick to his face. During her acrobatic move, the cultured creep caught a glimpse of her floodgates in high definition. Realizing the useless lad had seen more than he should have, Chu Junio was embarrassed and tried to adjust herself. But it made matters worse as Lin continued to view her assets. Seeing that the creep had seen enough, she took a judo stance, ready to beat the memories out of him. But Lin Xe intervened, yelling at her to stop attacking her brother. Spotting the short Barbie wannabe, Chu Junio decided to end the confrontation for now. She then reminded Lin of the special ability test at school the next day, noting that only students with C-level psychic abilities or higher would be eligible to enter the academy. She bragged about being an A-level student, making her entrance a piece of cake. Not stopping there, she roasted Lin, calling him an ugly, worthless face who could never catch up to her and wouldn't be able to get into the academy due to his lack of talent. Those insulting words angered Lin, who wondered how he could be a fool when he had just awakened SSS rank abilities. Just then, Lin's system task appraisal system activated, offering tasks for him to complete and earn points. The highest point of strength was 10, and the task was to apologize to Chu Junio and agree with her statement that he was an ordinary fool. Seeing the tasks, the dumbhead decided to opt for the task worth 1 point of strength, which involved confronting Chu Junio and asserting that he was the strongest man alive. Choosing the task, he boldly declared that he would get into the academy and cook the special ability test like it was nothing. After his boastful proclamation, the appraisal system rewarded him with 1 point of strength. Chu Junio then pointed out that bragging wasn't a display of strength and bid him goodbye, further antagonizing Lin, who swore she would regret looking down on him. Later that night, as Lin slept, the demon girl Hong Yi appeared, gazing at him as he slumbered. His ugly face was rizzing her up, so she lay beside him, thinking that since he was the first guy to kiss her, he would have to take responsibility for her for the rest of her life. The next day, Lin woke up late for the special ability test and rushed out of the house with Lin Xe wishing him success. As he ran to the academy, he felt like he was going to pass out, and his kidneys had been barbecued. He wondered why his body felt so dry and suddenly recalled the dream he had about Hong Yi. In the dream, he was having a weird, massive plot with the baddie demon with the fat bunda, which gave him an awkward feeling. Shortly afterwards, he'd arrived at the academy, and he headed to the conference room where the test was being held. The room was packed with students eager to take the test. Realizing it would be difficult to get in, he decided to push his way through. While fighting his way inside, he encountered his rival Yang Yi, who was also vying for Chu Junio's affection. On seeing him, Lin thought the dude might have been the one who had sent someone to eliminate him, which hardened his resolve to teach the ugly doofus a lesson. At that moment, the useless instructor announced the commencement of the psychic ability test. The first student, a brain-dead idiot, placed his palm on the glowing orb, revealing an F-class ranking ability, which shocked him. The next student scored a pathetic D-class ranking, prompting laughter from the other students. When it was Yang Yi's turn, he achieved an impressive A-class ranking with his Ghost Wolf ability. Finally, it was Lin's turn. Chu Junio was surprised to see that he actually showed up for the test. Confident in his powerful abilities, Lin stepped up like a Chad, hoping to impress her. As he walked to the orb, the students laughed at his worthless face, expecting him to embarrass himself. However, Lin thought he must have plus 1 million stees to make them so amused. That moment, a random student pointed out that his pants were unzipped, causing him embarrassment. However, he thought pants were not the problem. Smashing the test was the real deal, so he proceeded to take the test. Just then, Lin confidently placed his hands on the magical orb, but was disheartened when it revealed that he was a sore loser with an FFF class rank, with the instructor noting he had a disabled ability, which made him very useless. Upon hearing this, everyone in the hall clowned at him, as they never expected anything more from him. On the other hand, Lin was dumbfounded and thought something must be wrong with the result. Frustrated and embarrassed, he suddenly felt a sensation like the Grim Reaper was caressing his face. In that moment, he sensed Hong Yi's presence, who asked if he needed her help. Before he could respond, the magical orb began to sense his aura, and the instructor announced that his potential value was increasing. It continued to rise until it reached an astounding S-class rank, shocking everyone, including Lin. It was then announced that Lin had the potential of a 1 in a million S-class, and had passed the test. A few hours later, as the students who had passed the first test waited for the second test, Yang Yi approached Lin, calling him a waste and declaring that he would never pass the second test. Lin clapped back, calling Yang Yi an ugly, jealous. Realizing Lin was a roast master, and he didn't stand a chance against him, Yang Yi became furious and challenged Lin to a fight. At that moment, Lin's appraisal system presented him with options to fight or not, each with different point values. Before Yang Yi could say more, Lin landed a punch squarely on his face, giving him a total face makeover. Right then, the appraisal system rewarded Lin with 3 strength points for choosing to fight. As Yang Yi fell to the ground, lamenting receiving the face warping punch, their confrontation was interrupted by a female student who announced that the second test was about to begin. Hours later, the students were taken to the outskirts of town for the second test. During the trip, the female student introduced herself as Su Tang and informed them that the second test was crucial and should be taken seriously. As she gave her motivational speech, Lin found himself staring at her well-carved rice cakes in the sus shorts and thought of bending her over. Suddenly, the bus driver spotted a swarm of bats flying directly at the vehicle. The bats crashed into the windshield, shattering it completely. In an attempt to avoid the bats, the driver swerved, causing the bus to tip over. Just then, Lin struggled to climb out of the overturned bus and wondered where the bats had come from. Seeing the chaos, Su Tang sounded the alarm, warning everyone that they were under attack by ghosts and instructing them to annihilate the fiends. Lin, however, sensed something was amiss and wondered why the students immediately started fighting without assessing the situation. Before he could finish his thoughts, Yang Yi caught a vampire bat and tossed it at him, but Lin managed to swat it away like a ball. Seeing Lin's CR7 move, Yang Yi became furious and swore not to let Lin off so easily. Meanwhile, Su Tang, wielding her curved blade, slashed through the demon bats effortlessly. After an intense battle, the students managed to vanquish the bats. Just as they were about to relax, a sudden earthquake caught them off guard. To their astonishment, chains erupted from the ground and wrapped around their limbs. So they struggled to free themselves, but the chains seemed to have a mind of their own. Suddenly, they heard the sound of a motorcycle, and Lin caught a whiff of a ghostly stench that took him aback. In that moment, a ripped Andrew Tate ghost rode in on a bike, wheeling a chain. The six-pack ghost launched himself toward a white-haired girl, attempting to stick his tongue deep inside her mouth, but Yang Yi yelled at the creep to stop being naughty. Hearing this, the ghost turned away from the girl and set his sights on Yang Yi instead. At that moment, Su Tang broke free from the chains and furiously charged at the biker man Ghost to end the menace, but the ripped Ghost destroyed her, whipping her with his chains, nearly crippling her body as she spat out blood. That instant, as she flew through the air, Lin caught her, preventing her from cementing herself to the ground. That moment, Lin was fed up with the ugly Ghost assault on them like they didn't matter, so he decided to play the protagonist of the story. So just as he prepared to attack, the appraisal system presented him with choices and the points he would be rewarded for each. Among the options, he chose to isekai the Ling Chi demon, which the system promised him access to alien technology to enhance his powers. That instant, he dashed at the demon with incredible speed, hoping to land a devastating punch, but his attack was as useless as an Olympic lifeguard. The demon then slashed his worthless face with his chain whip, which sent him flying. Just as he was about hugging the ground permanently, he heard a voice asking him why he was behaving like a second-rate loser, and if he had a death wish. He immediately recognized the voice to be Han Yi, who advised him to gather and concentrate his spiritual powers in his body to his right arm. Within a matter of seconds, Han Yi leaned forward, and Lin thought he was about to receive a warm kiss. Deciding to be the alpha male, he moved in first, but just then, Han Yi transformed into venom, sending fear through Lin's entire body. With a surge of adrenaline, Lin picked himself up from the ground and launched his fiery claw. Seeing this, the Ling Chen demon felt pity, intending to annihilate Lin so he would be forgotten forever. Without hesitation, the demon attacked with his chain whip. Noticing the attack, Su Tang yelled at Lin to watch out, while Yang Yai hoped to see the scene he had longed for, where the moron would finally be sent to the afterlife. However, Lin, unfazed, grabbed the chain, which completely gagged the masked demon. He then executed a Mortal Kombat scorpion move, pulling the demon toward him with a "get over here" and smashed him with his fist, sending him flying. The attack didn't stop the demon with the outrageous physique, who jumped back on his bike and threatened to isekai Lin. As he drifted, using his chain whip to attack, Lin evaded, and Su Tang shattered the chain whip with her curved blade. Lin moved to distract the demon, climbed onto his bike and held on. Seizing the opportunity, Su Tang attacked, slashing the demon's bike and knocking him off. Realizing he had been defeated by the younglings, the Ling Chen demon decided to self-destruct, intending to take everyone with him. Sensing the demon's intention, Lin grabbed Su Tang, trying to save her from the impending explosion. Meanwhile, the other students, having freed themselves from the demon's chains, assumed Lin and Su Tang were doomed and wished them peace in the afterlife. But just then, Lin and Su Tang emerged from the smoke and dust. Seeing Lin, the hero of the day, all the chicks basically became Niagara Falls for him and rushed to get his autographs, which made Yang as salty. Few minutes later, a spaceship arrived and announced the end of the second level of the practical test. The announcement revealed that the test was designed to assess their reaction to unexpected events. Hearing this, Su Tang was furious that the Academy put her in harm's way just for a test, and wished she had been informed beforehand as the examiner. However, the spaceship further announced that the best candidate for the test was Lin, for his impressive effort against the demon, which made Lin proud of his abilities. Later that day, Lin returned home and informed Lin Xe that he had passed the special test and would now be a certified student of the Academy, making the Chinese minion happy. That night, while Lin slept, he felt the familiar grip of the Grin Reaper's sensation. Suddenly, Han Yi was on top of him with her massive milker. She promised to teach him how to improve his strength on the condition that he would marry her in the underworld, which shocked the hell out of Lin. She added that they needed to sign a soul contract for the underworld marriage. At that moment, she infused her mana with Lin's, causing him to scream in pain as they became one. Lin suddenly began having memories of Han Yi's past life, but passed out from exhaustion. The following morning, Lin Xe dashed to Lin's room to remind the heavy sleeper that he was supposed to start at the academy. After several minutes of knocking, Lin woke up exhausted from hammering all night, but was surprised that Han Yi wasn't in the room. A few minutes later, he got ready for his long ride to the academy. Seeing him leave, Ling Xe cried because she would be all alone in the house, but he assured her he would visit during vacations, which calmed her. Before long, he arrived at the academy and was completely entranced by its elegance and luxury. As he looked around, he noticed there were more chicks than dudes, which excited him. However, he decided to report for admission first, and that meeting the girls could wait. Inside the admission hall, the instructors were arguing over who would mentor the best freshman in the school. When Lin walked in, a curvy baddie instructor quickly rushed to him. Lin noticed she had the greatest source of milk in this world, so he introduced himself to the hot stuff. Meanwhile, the other instructors noticed Lin and dashed toward him, each begging to be his mentor. When they realized Lin was hesitant to pick any of them, they began fighting amongst themselves. The female instructor moved toward him and introduced herself as Zhang Lin. She invited him to join her class, seeing the massive balloons bouncing before him. The cultured creep was ready to go to the gates of hell with her if she asked. She added that if he chose her as his teacher, he would have the privilege of sleeping in the best dormitory and receiving special benefits. Hearing this, Lin instantly agreed. She kissed his forehead and asked him not to disappoint her, promising to drain every bit of his energy if he failed to study and excel. Later on, Lin was taken to the school dormitory. Upon seeing how nice the environment was, he thought it was the perfect place to cultivate plot. His thoughts were interrupted by a voice calling out to him. He looked and noticed a disgusting fatso who introduced himself as Shang Qian and informed him that he would be responsible for tutoring him. Lin approached him, and as they discussed, Shang Qian, who pleaded with Lin to call him Fatty, revealed that Zhang Lin, his mentor, wasn't normal. He told Lin she was a nutcase who promised every student special benefits just to be their mentor, and warned him to be careful around her. On the other hand, Yang Yi went crying to his grandfather for help, like a spoiled child, to deal with Lin, who had embarrassed him a couple of times. Later that evening, Lin enjoyed some alone time in a bath, but his enjoyment increased when Hong Yi arrived uninvited to join the plot. Seeing her, he asked why she was always sneaking up on him, and she explained that she had been living in his spiritual world. She further revealed that the spiritual world was a space evolved by the soul, which contains an aura called spiritual power. As they continued to talk, Lin suddenly heard a bang on the door, which pissed him off because he hated nothing more than his private sus moments being interrupted. So he stormed outside to see who had done the unforgivable, but there was no one there, and he thought he was pranked. Suddenly, he felt a gust of wind enter his room. He realized it had flown into his room and went in to investigate. Inside, he saw a weasel. The weasel immediately charged at him ferociously, but Hong Yi cut it just in time with her giant scissors, crashing it to the ground. She moved in to impale the disgusting animal, but Lin ordered her to stop and revealed to her that the weasel could be used as food instead. Realizing it would soon be dinner, the weasel began to cry and beg for its life. Lin assured it he would let it go if it revealed why it attacked him. But the weasel refused to spill the truth, preferring to take the secret to the grave. So Lin ordered Hong Yi to prepare the fire and get the pot ready. Hearing this, the weasel got scared, knowing Lin wasn't joking. The weasel disclosed that it was sent by Yang Guang. Hearing the name Yang Guang rang a bell in Lin's memory, and he recalled that Yang Guang was Yang Yu's grandfather, and also a senior member of the academy. He wondered why the old scummy man would want to end him. Just then, his appraisal system came on, giving him choices to choose from. The choices included letting the weasel go and receiving 1 marrow elixir reward, sending the weasel to Nirvana and receiving an alien power fragment reward, and lastly, cooking the animal and receiving a useless pan as a reward. Lin thought deeply about the choices and realized that the first choice made the most sense, but letting the weasel go would mean more trouble for his already troubled life. So he decided to trick the system. He chose to let the weasel go, and the animal thanked him for being the kindest man. But just as the system notified him he had received the reward, he rushed at the weasel and tied it up like cattle to the slaughter. After some consideration, he chose to use the weasel as a pet instead of eating it. The next morning, the weasel woke up and realized a dog collar had been placed around its neck. It screamed in the realization that it had now become an ordinary watchdog. The following morning, Hong Yi stared at Lin, noticing how he seemed to be getting more handsome and stronger by the day. She attributed it to the cleansing pill, but realized that the last one he consumed had an extremely high power level, which his body couldn't fully absorb on its own. To prevent him from experiencing intense pain, she had to help him unblock the energy within the pill. She then informed Lin that for him to fully absorb the energy from the marrow cleansing pill and upgrade to an S-grade level, he would need to strengthen his muscles and bones. When Lin asked for ideas on how to do that, she revealed that he would have to endure a serious beating to hone his physical body. Later that day, during the school's entrance ceremony, Lin was preoccupied with finding the best way to get beaten like a useless thief. As he walked with Fatty to the ceremony, they noticed that all the girls were staring at Lin because he had suddenly developed too much riz. Along the way, they encountered Zhang Lin, who introduced him to members of their class, including a ripped Goku lookalike named Mirong and his sister Hu Feng. He also discovered that Su Tang was a senior member of their class. When Lin saw Su Tang, he teasingly commented that she looked thicker than the last time they met, implying that she had gained weight. This upset the blue-haired Karen, who aimed an uppercut kick at Lin's head. Fortunately, he managed to dodge her strike and scrambled away before the touchy girl could do any more damage. In his haste, he accidentally bumped into Jiang Lin's pillows, and the goody two-shooters discharged, causing an awkward moment. Jiang Lin then revealed that she had done some investigating and found out that Lin Yuan, the strongest psychic in the city, was actually Lin's father. This revelation shocked everyone because the disgusting method was nothing like that of his father. Meanwhile, Chun Junio, who had been watching Lin closely, noticed his sudden increase in aura and wondered what had caused such a dramatic change. On the other hand, Yang Yi was shocked to see Lin at school and realized that the assassin weasel he had sent to eliminate Lin must have failed. During the opening ceremony, Vice President Xuan Yang welcomed the students to the academy and announced that the outstanding freshmen among them would be called up to the stage to receive an order, a reward that included a student card for all academy activities. The first to receive the award was Chun Junio, after which Yang Yi received his award, even though Lin shouted foul play that the dude didn't deserve any award except if it was for the ugliest shithead in the world. Shortly afterward, Lin was called up to receive his award for being an excellent freshman in his class. As Lin stepped up to receive his award, his appraisal system gave him 3 options: to speak normally, speak arrogantly, or deliver a positive speech. Deciding to trick the system again, he chose to deliver a positive speech. He downplayed his efforts, making his story relatable to the other students, which earned him 5 charisma points. However, after receiving the points, he immediately switched gears, telling the students that his speech was fake and called their mom a fat-ass gorilla that belonged in the zoo, which pissed the crowd. Lin, seeing this as the perfect opportunity to get the beating he needed to hone his muscles and bones, walked toward the angry students like a Giga Chad, ready to face the consequences. Just as the students were about to pounce on him, Fatty and Mirong intercepted them and tried to pacify the crowd, which infuriated Lin. He insulted them, telling them to go home and raise pigs instead of playing heroes, causing them to back off and leave him to his fate. That moment, the hungry students thought of pouncing on Lin and beating him like there was no tomorrow. However, noticing how brave and arrogant Lin was made Jiang Lin smile as she was digging his Chadley Big D energy. After standing for hours, Lin's plan to get beaten senseless was foiled as the students could smell his desperate scheme. Disappointed, he was about to give up when Hong Yi appeared, urging him to go home and try another day. But Lin was determined and refused to leave, convinced there had to be another way to get the beating he needed. As he pondered his next move, a random dude suggested he confess his love to one of the 4 school beauties, King Cheng, as that would guarantee a beating both in this life and the next. Seeing the wisdom in the advice, Lin immediately sent a WhatsApp message to the school group, declaring his love for King Cheng and his intentions to smash her upside down. The message sent shockwaves through the school, enraging a million cowardly dudes who had secretly harbored feelings for King Cheng. Within moments, the place was swarming with furious losers, each armed with a weapon, ready to inflict 1,000 years of pain on Lin. Seeing the angry mob, Hong Yi wished Lin good luck and hoped they'd meet in hell just in time for dinner. Lin, shocked by the overwhelming number of guys who wanted to beat him, realized his plan had spiraled out of control. The mob gave him a thorough beating, far more intense than he had anticipated, leaving his entire body sore. The enraged crowd wasn't done with him and seemed intent on sending his soul to hell. Just then, Jiang Lin appeared and yelled at them for bullying her student, ordering them to disperse. After the mob reluctantly left, Jiang Lin informed Lin that if he was looking for a beating to harden his muscles, it was a brain-dead plan. She revealed that the academy would soon open the spiritual spring, which would help him improve his strength much more effectively. Hearing this, Lin became excited and offered to be her toy as a reminder of the benefits she promised him. To his surprise, Jiang Lin decided the time was now, and later that afternoon, she put him through rigorous training as if he were preparing to fight Hulk in the UFC. After several grueling hours of training, Lin finally got a break and took the opportunity to have a discussion with Jiang Lin. She rolled a blunt and began talking about his father, Lin Yuan. Lin didn't remember much about his father, so Jiang Lin explained that 10 years ago, an army of monsters invaded the city, causing chaos and isekai and countless innocent people. To stop the carnage, Lin Yuan, along with a group of edge hunters that included Zhang Lin, defended the city and ultimately won the battle, but at a great cost. The aftermath took a toll on them, with Lin Yuan and his teammates getting injured and eventually annihilated. Hearing the sad, heroic tale of his father made Lin realize how much he had been wasting his life. He remembered how his sister, Lin Mian, had joined the psychic department and was secretly guarding the city, eliminating ghosts and monsters that posed a threat. Determined to follow in his father's footsteps, Lin resolved to become stronger and be a hero like him. Meanwhile, at Yang Yi's residence, a second-year elite student of the academy named Mu, he was invited by Yang Guang to assassinate Lin in exchange for a reward. Days later, the highly anticipated opening of the spiritual spring finally arrived, and Lin was eager to participate in the activity. On his way to school, he checked on his pet weasel, who was still sulking about his miserable life. In an attempt to cheer him up, Lin offered the weasel a chicken drumstick, but soon realized that the useless animal seemed to prefer wallowing in depression rather than finding solace in food. Frustrated, Lin decided to ditch the weasel and focus on the task at hand, the spiritual spring. However, before he left, the weasel warned him that since he hadn't returned to give a report on the failed assassination mission, Yang Guang would likely send another assassin to finish the job, meaning Lin was still very much on the hit list. Hours later, Lin and his classmates arrived at the spiritual spring. Before they entered, Zhang Lin informed them that each student had 500 spiritual stones stored in their order. These stones were to be thrown into the spiritual spring to draw out its energy, and she emphasized the importance of keeping the stones safe. When the door to the spring finally opened, the students rushed inside, eager to secure a spot. Upon entering the cave where the spring was located, Lin was captivated by the stunning scenery. However, he soon realized he didn't know where to find a spring inside the cave, so he asked the fat chump where he could find one. Unfortunately, the gimp would rather simp and chose to show the host first before the bros, leaving Lin to fend for himself. Determined, Lin set off to find the spring on his own. After searching for a while, Lin stumbled upon a giant wooden door. Convinced that the spiritual spring must be behind it, he smashed the door open. To his surprise, he found two hotties, including Qingqing, the girl he had boldly confessed his love for on the school's WhatsApp group, having a shower in the spring. The sight caused Broski to lose 1,000 pints of testosterone as he started to bleed from the nose. The girls recognized him instantly, and Lin's appraisal system presented him with a list of options: leave the cave, jump into the spring, or apologize to the girls. But Lin, being the absolute Chad with zero sense of consequence, chose the most reckless option. He jumped into the spring with the unclad baddies inside. As a result, the system awarded him a psychic ability, but the girls, cringing at his audacity, quickly kicked him out, sending him flying out of the spring. Muji, who happened to see Lin getting ejected from Qingqing's spring, assumed the worst, that Lin had seen her unclad body, and became furious. Shortly after, Lin found an empty spring and dived in, relishing the moment. But his peace was short-lived as Hong Yi appeared before his eyes, accusing him of messing around with other women despite having a baddie like her for a wife. Lin responded and told her the same question applied to Offset, which only served to anger Hong Yi further. That instant, Mooney smashed through the door to Lin's spring, threatening to send him to hell to meet Adolphe. He charged at Lin with his inferno wolf claws, and Lin narrowly evaded the attack. However, the fire from Muhi's attack destroyed the spring, breaking open its bottom and revealing a gaping abyss beneath them. Lin desperately clung to the top of the spring to avoid falling into the abyss, but Mu-He, determined not to fall alone, grabbed onto Lin's legs, pulling them both towards the edge. Despite Lin's best efforts to hold on, the combined force of Mu-He's pull was too much. His grip slipped, and both Lin and Mu-He plummeted into the abyss below. As Lin and Mu-He plummeted into the abyss, Mu-He felt a twisted sense of relief, thinking that even though he was going to die, he would at least accomplish his mission by taking Lin down with him. But as they neared what seemed to be the ocean floor, Hong Yi appeared with an umbrella that miraculously stabilized Lin's fall, saving him from certain death. Mu-He, however, wasn't as lucky. He cemented his pathetic self to the ground and met his maker. Once Lin safely reached the bottom of the ocean, he began to wonder if there might be hidden treasures in the area. Before he could explore, he noticed Mu-He's lifeless body. Staring down at him, Lin offered a silent wish for the man to find peace in the afterlife despite their differences. Then, without hesitation, he frisked through Mu-He's belongings and found some spirit stones, which he pocketed. Just as Lin was about to continue his treasure hunt, Hong Yi warned him of a strong, disgusting, ghostly aura that signaled the presence of numerous ghosts and monsters nearby. Before she could finish her warning, a ball suddenly swung by and Lin, curious, picked it up. He wondered where it had come from, but before he could ponder too long, two ugly specters that resembled Watto from Star Wars appeared, demanding that he play ball with them. Seeing the hideous specters, Lin couldn't help but laugh, thinking they looked like some of the losers who might be watching this video. He kicked the ball away in disgust, telling them they were too ugly for him to associate with. Unfortunately, the ball struck one of the dwarf ghosts on the head, obliterating it instantly. The surviving specter, devastated by the loss of his brother, cried out, alerting his ghostly comrades. Hong Yi urgently warned Lin that they should flee, but the psycho thought it was an excellent opportunity to get more beatings to hone his muscles. Within moments, a horde of monsters, led by a colossal ogre wielding a sword that could split anything in its path, emerged from the shadows. The monsters charged at Lin, hitting him harder than he had hit Hong Yi the night before. Despite the relentless assault, Lin's body remained unscathed, frustrating the monsters. Realizing brute force wouldn't work, they decided to devour him alive. Seeing that her husband might soon become monster dinner, Hong Yi prepared to intervene, but suddenly a bright light began emanating from the center of the monster horde. The light exploded, sending the monsters flying in all directions. Out of the explosion emerged Lin, now transformed into an S-class warrior, his physique resembling a Gen Z Goku. With his newfound power, Lin demanded that Hong Yi join him in unleashing destruction on the remaining monsters. She told him to say less, and together, they went apeshit on the monsters, annihilating them with a single strike. Hong Yi, seeing Lin's ripped, glowed-up physique, couldn't help but feel something liquid come out of her. But before they could celebrate their victory, Lin suddenly felt something ominous. Confused, he asked Hong Yi what was happening, and she immediately informed him that the feeling was the presence of a B-rank or higher ghost nearby. Realizing the danger, they ran for their lives, with Hong Yi projecting them upwards towards the surface of the spring. Upon reaching the surface, they found Janglin and the rest of the team waiting for them. However, they were not alone. The high-level ghost had followed them to the surface. Sensing the imminent threat, Janglin ordered the couch potato to get Lin out of the spring while she dealt with the monster alone. The next day, Lin received a notification on his phone that Janglin and her team had successfully suppressed the high-ranking ghost. However, Movie's body was not found, leaving an eerie sense of unfinished business. Just then, Fatty sent him a message informing him that the Academy had decided to issue Jade Stones as compensation to those who participated in the Spirit Spring experience, and that instructor Janglin had instructed them to go collect their stones at once. Confused about what a Jade Stone was, Lin turned to Hong Yi, who explained that the Jade Stone was the energy core of ghosts and monsters responsible for storing aura. She added that the aura stored in the stone could be absorbed to gain special abilities. A few minutes later, Lin decided it was time to reward the weasel for giving him valuable information about Yang Guang and Yang Yi's assassination plans, which had prepared him for the attack. He gave the weasel a bowl of chicken soup, making the useless glutton excited. The weasel, in a rare moment of gratitude, thought that Lin wasn't the worst person alive, despite being totally useless, because he didn't keep him in captivity and force him to do his every bidding like the old scrawny man, Yang Guang. Meanwhile, at Yang Guang's residence, Yang Yi was growing increasingly frustrated with the failures of the moronic assassins his old man had been sending to annihilate Lin. He demanded that Yang Guang do better, but the worthless grandpa told him to calm the heck down and not rush, assuring him that another opportunity would present itself. Later that day, Lin and his team arrived at the treasure house to collect their jade stones. Upon entering, they met an ugly old drunk with osteoporosis named Kang, who was the caretaker of the treasure house. The old drunk led them to the storeroom where the jade stones were kept. Once inside, he showed them a box containing the stones and warned them that it was difficult to open with bare hands. Shang Kuan revealed that he had once opened a jade box before, though it took him a lot of effort. They'd all wondered how they would open the box this time, so Xtong Qian suggested they use brute force. The team then unleashed mayhem on the box but quickly realized it was far harder to open than they had anticipated. As Lin stared at the boxes, his appraisal system offered him options: open the box normally, go hardcore on it, or ask for help. Being too much of a Chad to back down, Lin chose to destroy the box like he wished he could destroy Janglin's ass. The system immediately awarded him power points for his choice. The scene left everyone horrified, convinced that Lin might just be the strongest man alive. The old and disgusting Kang, impressed by Lin's display of strength, asked how he managed to be so strong. Lin claimed he lifted helicopters every morning as part of his workout routine. The old man, perhaps half believing him, took Lin inside the main room of the building to prevent him from destroying any more boxes. Inside the room, Kang showed him a couple of jade stones and asked him to choose one. Hong Yi, whispering inside Lin's enormous head, advised him to pick the red soul jade. She explained that while it had little aura, it had the capability to grow and, when absorbed, would grant the user flame system's psychic abilities. Lin took her advice and chose the red soul jade. The old man complimented Lin's choice, noting that the stone had great potential. As Lin walked out of the room, the system detected the stone and asked if he wanted to absorb the aura within it. Without hesitation, Lin absorbed the aura from the stone, and upon completion, the system notified him that he had acquired the Inferno Fist ability. Instantly, his fist began to emit inferno flames, and his psychic abilities evolved to a new level. Just after acquiring his new Inferno Fist ability, the old man, Kang, was both stunned and impressed. He couldn't help but remark that Lin was truly the son of his father, Lin Yuan. Before Lin could fully process this, Sean Qian rushed in, looking panicked. He warned Lin that he was in huge trouble. Apparently, the Qingqing fans club had gathered outside, ready to give him a whopping. Lin, instead of being worried, was excited by the news. He saw this as the perfect opportunity to test out his new psychic ability. Sean Qian, however, tried to temper his excitement, warning him that the head of the fans group was a notorious nutcase named Lu Feng. Lu Feng was infamous in the academy for fighting like a maniac, and Sean Qian suggested that Lin should consider making a discreet exit through the back door like a scared chicken. Lin, however, was having none of it. He refused to be a disgusting weakling and insisted on facing the pig-faced Lu Feng head-on. Outside, Lu Feng stood menacingly like he had a million aura and waited for Lin to come out. As Lin exited the building, he immediately roasted Lu Feng, mocking him by saying he was as ugly as his useless father. The taunt made Lu Feng's blood boil, and in a fit of rage, he summoned his Kong abilities and charged at Lin with sonic speed, hoping to finish him off quickly. But Lin managed to evade the attack, effortlessly pushing Lu Feng to the side. This only fueled Lu Feng's fury, so he called on his younger brother, Yun Tong, to unleash his artillery. In an instant, Yun Tong summoned a war tanker, which left Lin and Sean Tuan in total shock. As the brothers prepared to launch a missile attack, Lin decided it was time to test his new Inferno Fist ability. Just as the missile was fired, Lin summoned his Inferno Fist, meeting the missile head-on. The impact caused an explosion akin to an atomic bomb, completely destroying the ground and creating a deep crater. Inside the treasure building, the rest of the team heard the explosion and rushed outside to see what had happened. They were greeted by the sight of a massive hole in the ground and a struggling Lu Feng, barely clinging to life. Stunned by Lin's newfound strength, Lu Feng could hardly believe what had just happened. Lin approached him, mocking him further by saying that he had intentionally missed the full force of his attack. Otherwise, Lu Feng would have been reduced to dust. As all this unfolded, Kang watched in amazement, thinking that Lin had the potential to become a great talent in the future. Meanwhile, back at Lin's residence, Lin Xe was growing concerned. Lin hadn't called or sent her a message in a while, so she decided to visit him at the academy. Upon arriving at Lin's home, she found the gate open and assumed no one was home. However, she decided to go in anyway. Inside, she encountered the weasel, who initially tried to scare her away. When Lin Xe tried to pet his ugly head, the weasel arrogantly declared that he was a warrior assassin and not some useless pet. But the moment he noticed Lin Xe's demon monster with its red, menacing eyes, he quickly changed his tune, declaring himself the best dog in the world and inviting her to pet him for eternity. Later that night, Lin returned home, exhausted from a day of fighting like he was in Mortal Kombat. As he approached, he noticed the door was open and thought it might be burglars. Just then, Hong Yu warned him that she could smell a strong, disgusting demon aura nearby. Upon entering his house, Lin initially thought it was empty, wondering who could have possibly broken in. But before he could ponder further, Hong Yi alerted him of an approaching demon. Turning around, Lin was shocked when Lin Xe suddenly embraced him. He immediately wondered what the short demon was doing in his home, and Lin Xe revealed that she had come because he had abandoned her. Lin, taken aback, explained that he had been busy with school and apologized for being a deadbeat brother. A few minutes later, Lin Xe proudly showed Lin a certificate of occupancy, revealing that she had secured permission to live with him at the academy from now on. Lin, stunned, forced a smile and told her he was happy about the arrangement, but internally he was dying. He wondered how he was going to develop his usual massive plots with his sister now living with him. Meanwhile, upon hearing that the evil Barbie was going to be living with them, Weasel attempted to escape the terrible fate, but Lin Xe caught him and nearly strangled the poor creature. Not long after, Lin Xe asked Lin how he managed to keep the house clean while living alone, but before he could respond, she warned him that she didn't want any girls in the house. Lin, staring at her, realized she didn't just have stunted growth but also stunted mental development. Hong Yi, who had been listening to the entire conversation, thought Lin Xe was an interesting midget and that she'd definitely like to know her better. The following morning, Lin Xe prepared breakfast and served it to Lin at the dining table. As Lin looked at the food, he wondered from which dumpster she had retrieved it. But when Lin Xe urged him to eat before it got cold, he could see his soul entering nirvana from a single taste of it. Reluctantly, he took a bite, expecting the worst. To his surprise, instead of tasting disgusting, the food was heavenly. Despite his initial reluctance, Lin found himself enjoying the meal. Later that morning, Lin decided to search for a job because he was broke and needed money to take care of his sister and wife. He didn't care much about the weasel's fate. As he pondered where he might find work, he stumbled upon Xiang Qian, who told him he was on his way to a job since they had a few days off from school. Lin begged to accompany him, and after some reluctance, Xiang Qian agreed. They soon arrived at the mercenary hall, where Xiang Qian explained that as mercenaries, they took on daily bounties, receiving rewards upon completion. The rewards varied depending on the mission, and some were quite generous. Xiang Qian then led Lin to the bounty board, where daily missions were posted. Upon seeing the substantial rewards attached to each mission, Lin became excited, thinking he'd soon be competing with Elon Musk for the title of the world's richest man. However, Xiang Qian quickly yelled at him to shut up, as Lin was causing a scene and embarrassing him. After that, Xiang Qian took Lin to meet his mercenary squad, the Shogun Blade. As they approached the entrance, Lin was surprised to see a crowd of fans gathered outside, assuming the squad must be really famous. They struggled past the fans and finally entered the room. Inside, Xiang Qian introduced Lin to the squad, expressing his desire for Lin to join them. The captain of the squad, Chu Lai, introduced himself, and Lin couldn't help but think that Chu Lai was the ugliest piece of shit he had ever seen in his entire life. Chu Lai shook Lin's hand and welcomed him to the squad, though Lin could feel his soul leave his body from the handshake. The dude's hands were as strong as a rock. Following this, Chu Lai informed Lin that to be officially accepted into the squad, he had to pass the psychic ability test. He placed a magical orb in front of Lin and asked him to place his palm on it, and as he did, he noticed that his ranking had increased to a C+ level. Xiang Qian, with a teasing grin, reminded Lin that when he first enrolled in the school, he was at FFF ranking, showing just how much he had grown. After the test, Chu Lai officially welcomed Lin as a member of the mercenary squad. However, Moxu, a fellow squad member, wasn't pleased and thought it was a terrible mistake to allow a pathetic weakling into the squad. When Lin looked at the blue-haired Moxu, he thought the guy looked familiar but dismissed the thought. A few minutes later, Chu Lai asked the squad members to introduce themselves, which they did. The orange-haired girl with the Karen haircut was Coco. The crackhead with the ridiculous cap was Yuzhao. Moxu was reluctant to introduce himself, so Chu Lai did it for him, revealing that Moxu was King Cheng's brother. This revelation shocked Lin, who immediately thought Moxu would come after him for offending his sister. Trying to assert himself as the alpha male, Lin apologized to Moxu first, but Moxu cringed at the apology, insisting Lin would have to prove himself before being accepted into the squad. Moxu then challenged Lin to settle things the old way, with a fistfight. At that moment, the appraisal system appeared to Lin, presenting him with options: to fight, not to fight and make peace, or to try reasoning with Moxu. Lin decided to make peace, moving towards Moxu to apologize. Seeing Lin bow and apologize, Moxu assumed Lin must be scared of his overwhelming power, so he forgave him. The system then rewarded Lin with agility points. Feeling satisfied with the points he'd earned, Lin suddenly gave Moxu a powerful uppercut, causing him to spit blood, shocking everyone present. A few minutes later, Moxu regained his composure and demanded a rematch, claiming that Lin had sneak attacked him like a coward, and that it didn't count. but Lin insisted the fight was over and that he had won, leaving Mokshu no choice but to work with him as a fellow squad member. At that moment, Chu Lai announced that it was time to head out for their mission. He then read out the mission brief. Long ago, 7 people ventured into a long-abandoned spooky villa to explore, but none of them ever walked out. Their task was to find the missing 7 people or eliminate the E-ranking cannibals rumored to be in the villa. Upon arriving at the villa, the squad split up to cover more ground. Lin was assigned to the corridor, while Xian Qian was ordered to check the cellar. As Lin walked through the corridor, he felt a weird cold sensation and wondered why he was cold inside while it was sunny outside. Hong Yi confirmed his fears, revealing that the monsters in the villa were not E-class as they had been told, but rather D and C-class. She also explained that the monsters in the corridor had special hiding techniques, which is why the previous intelligence gatherers couldn't accurately state their class. As Lin ventured deeper into the corridor, he noticed water on the floor and sensed that something was amiss. Suddenly, he felt an eerie sensation above him and realized that something was definitely going on up there. In an instant, 2 ghostly women whispered seductively into his ears, caressing and kissing his repulsive body. When Hong Yi saw these wretches swooching her husband, she was enraged and contemplated slicing their heads off with her scissors for being so shameless. However, Lin was thoroughly enjoying the ghostly touches, relishing every moment, so the hideous specters then asked him to choose between them. But before he could decide, the system activated, offering him a set of choices with rewards. Choose the one on the left, the one on the right, or both. Without hesitation, the nasty creep opted for the evil harem, selecting both, which caused Hong Yi's fury to boil over. Just as the system rewarded him with 10 agility points, Lin decided he didn't need lunatics in his harem, so he smashed their heads against the wall. However, the ghostly women emerged unscathed, barely scratched. Infuriated by his deceitful attack, the Bloody Marys considered executing him, but decided it would be a waste of their fighting skills, so they summoned lesser ghosts from the underworld. Realizing they were outnumbered, Hong Yi advised retreat, and they fled for their lives. Meanwhile, the squad gathered at the villa's restaurant, puzzled by the lack of demons or monsters, despite thoroughly searching the house. As they wondered where Lin was, Coco mentioned hearing noise at the restaurant door. Moments later, they saw Lin rushing in, followed by a horde of demons, nearly giving them a heart attack. Before they could mount a defense, the filthy female ghosts spewed a disgusting liquid at them, nearly causing them to pass out from the terrible stench. They quickly realized it was acid that had corroded their clothes, leaving Coco, Xian Qian, and Chu Lai almost unclad. Determined as ever, Chu Lai rallied the team to face the monsters head-on. Motivated by his words, the squad charged at the monsters with unwavering resolve. Chu Li unleashed a firehawk on one of the female ghosts while Xian Qian put the other in a UFC-style chokehold, hoping for a tap-out. Meanwhile, Coco, preoccupied with her eroded top, longed to join the fray. Hong Yi then urged Lin to give Coco something to wear, but the fool was mesmerized by her nearly exposed assets. Noticing Lin had spaced out, Hong Yi took control of his body, making him dress Coco to cover her up. Touched by Lin's unexpected care, Coco began to develop feelings for her newfound Prince Charming. After hours of intense battle, the female demons were subdued, and their minions were vanquished. Chu Lai then called the psychic department to report the status of the mission. At the same time, Coco kissed Lin for being the most considerate simp ever, much to Hong Yi's irritation. Meanwhile, Moxiu seethed with jealousy, annoyed at Lin for hogging the spotlight and acting like a big shot. Chu Lai then informed the squad that the psychic department had decided to give them a raise, increasing their fee to $30,000 each for successfully completing such a challenging mission. Elated, Lin couldn't believe he was earning so much for just a few hours of work. As they prepared to leave the villa, the squad encountered the night patrol team, part of the psychic department. A few minutes later, a random dude with Ray-Ban glasses approached and commended them for capturing C and D-ranked monsters. Afterward, he reported the situation to a woman inside a nearby car. It was then that Lin noticed the woman in the car and realized she was his sister, Lin Mian. Upon discovering that Lin Mian was Lin's sister, the squad was taken aback. Simultaneously, Lin Mian wondered why her brother was among the mercenaries. So Lin explained that he needed money to take care of Lin Xe. Hence, he took up the job. As she prepared to leave, Lin expressed his desire to join the Night Patrol Division to become as strong as their father. However, she bluntly told him he was far too weak and useless to join and advised him to stay in school and train hard. She also mentioned that the academy would soon hold an autumn trial, and a top candidate would gain a significant advantage in joining the night patrol. Before departing, she gave him a gift, which Lin gratefully accepted, bidding her farewell. Later at home, Lin excitedly showed Lin Xe the present from Lin Mian, so she urged him to open it. Inside, he found a soul jade. The system immediately informed him that it was an A-grade soul jade, so Lin decided to absorb the jade's aura. That instant, Lin Xe was stunned as she watched her brother directly absorb the power of the soul jade, a feat usually reserved for the strongest individuals. After absorbing the aura, the system notified him that he had successfully gained enhanced defensive skills. The next morning in class, Lin approached Janglin to express his interest in registering for the upcoming autumn trial. To his surprise, she revealed that she had already planned to enroll him, even if he hadn't mentioned it. A few minutes later, the classroom door was suddenly kicked open. King Cheng and Jan Yu, the girl who had previously shared an awkward encounter with him at the magic spring, burst in. They were there to punish Lin for his nasty behavior at the spring earlier on. That moment, Jan Yu immediately lashed out, whipping him with her fiery rope, only to be shot when it had no effect on the Gigachad. Mocking her, Lin asked if she intended to give him a massage with the rope, which left her disgusted. As Jian Yu prepared to launch another attack, Su Tang intervened, warning her to back off and reminding her that she couldn't just storm into her class and cause trouble. Jian Yu, unfazed, assumed Su Tang went to join the fight. The two girls then began to clash, much to the amusement of the male students, who were baffled by how quickly women could start a fight over pointless matters. So Shang Qian informed Lin that the two had been arch-enemies since their freshman days. Amused by this, Lin cheered them on, encouraging the fight to continue. After a series of fierce exchanges, an ugly ghost, Voldemort wannabe, suddenly materialized in their midst, stunning everyone. As Lin wondered why the figure looked like a glitch from the Matrix, Hong Yi informed him that she could sense a powerful aura emanating from the ghost. The ghost then announced that he had come from the darkness of the underworld. Without warning, he advanced towards King Cheng and restrained her with dark mystical energy, revealing that he needed the power of her family's bloodline. Seeing King Cheng bound like a captive, Jan Yu intervened, striking the demon with her whip. Just as they were about to clash again, Lin jumped in, cluelessly asking what the underworld was. Su Tang then stepped in to explain that the underworld was a vast realm filled with ghosts and monsters, many of whom were once corrupted humans. Lin, unimpressed, mused that the underworld must be full of ugly creatures, further enraging the ghost. In response, the ghost summoned a dark sphere, creating a barrier around the entire school. From the barrier, a rain of mystical dark energies descended, nearly ending their lives, but they somehow survived. The Disney villain continued his assault by unleashing long tendrils of black mystical energy. Lin attempted to call the psychic department for help, but the dark sphere not only trapped them but also blocked all signals. Realizing they were up against a formidable ghost, Lin decided to capture the moment because the cameraman always survives. This angered the ghost even more, causing him to intensify his attacks, unaware that Lin was trying to exhaust his strength. At that moment, the system appeared to Lin, offering him three choices: run away, betray the academy, and join forces with the underworld prince, or fight against the abyss and become a hero. Noting that the second option came with the reward of leg stretching and staring pills, Lin devised a plan to trick the system. Meanwhile, the abyssal ghost grabbed Xin Cheng, attempting to drag her away, but Su Tang swiftly cut through the restraints with her curved blade, freeing King Cheng and astonishing Jian Yu. Just then, Lin approached the demon and swore loyalty, declaring he would serve him forever, shocking everyone present. The Abyss then commanded Lin to capture King Cheng as his new minion. At that instant, the system notified Lin that he had received the reward. With his goal achieved, Lin switched on his master of 2 seconds and sucker punched his entire guts with his inferno fist, sending him flying. However, the sneak attack only enraged the Frankenstein further, and he lunged at Lin, intent on tearing his face off. Sensing the imminent danger, Hong Yi quickly pulled Lin out of harm's way. But the threat wasn't over. The monster unleashed a giant venomous snake from his palm. The snake charged at Lin, but he grabbed it with his inferno power and obliterated it. Undeterred, the monster summoned a second snake to wreak more havoc. Just as it seemed the situation was escalating, Janglin appeared, leading a group of Justice League wannabes. When Janglin and her team appeared, the demon was stunned, wondering how they had breached his supposedly invincible sphere. In a fit of rage, he unleashed a giant venomous snake mist at Janglin, which swallowed her whole. Upon seeing that, the team was horrified, fearing she was lost forever, and hoped she found peace in the afterlife. But within seconds, the snake exploded, and Janglin emerged unscathed as if nothing had happened. In that moment, she summoned her psychic ability. Vermilion Loath and a pink monkey materialized, much to Lin's amazement. The monkey charged at the abyss, blasting him with fire potent enough to roast even the devil himself. Defeated, the abyss hugged the ground passionately with Janglin standing over him. The team quickly tied him up for interrogation, but the demon stubbornly refused to speak. In response, they whipped him mercilessly, and unable to endure the pain, he finally decided to spill facts. Just as he was about to confess, a blade pierced his gut, shocking everyone. A hot, horned demoness with a large giant appeared, and Janglin immediately recognized her as Oniji, one of the underworld's powerhouses. With lightning speed, Oniji snatched Lin, declaring that she wanted him for herself, and dragged him into an evil portal. Despite their efforts, Janglin and the team were too late to stop her, so they began searching for another way to rescue Lin. Meanwhile, Oniji transported Lin to a high mountain. When he tried to attack her, he realized that the Maleficent had sealed his powers and closed off the spirit world, preventing Hong Yi from intervening. Leaning in, Oniji revealed that she needed him for an experiment. She confessed that she initially targeted King Cheng but deemed her useless, realizing that Lin possessed an overpowered ability. She then offered him a vial of magic blood, asking him to drink it and promising a reward in return. At that moment, the system presented Lin with choices: refuse to drink the poison, drink it to stall for time so his team could save him, or do something else entirely. Lin chose to refuse, declaring he would rather drink his own vomit. The system then rewarded him with strength points for his refusal. Infuriated by his defiance, Oniji threatened to throw him off the mountain, crippling him before force-feeding him the magic blood. Weighing his options, Lin decided to preserve his legs and pleaded with her to feed him the blood. Oniji obliged, feeding him the magic blood with her mouth. Watching from behind the spiritual boundary, Hong Yi was consumed with jealousy. After consuming the blood, Lin felt no immediate effects and wondered if he was immune to poison as well. Just then, Janglin and the team found a way to reach him. Seeing them, Oniji vanished through another portal, promising to see Lin again soon. Later that day, Lin returned home and surprised Lin XC with a delicious meal, knowing she hadn't eaten anything substantial since she started living with him. However, as Lin went up to his room, he suddenly felt intense pain in his stomach from the poison. Seeing him in agony, Hong Yi quickly devised a solution. They needed to cultivate some intense plot to fuse their yin and yang, which she assured him was the only way to counteract the poison's effects. The next day, Lin woke up feeling much better after the exhausting plot session with Hong Yi the night before. As he headed downstairs, he was greeted by Lin Exi, who offered him breakfast and mentioned hearing strange sounds coming from his room the previous night. She warned him against hiding a girl in his room, which shocked Lin so much that he nearly choked on his food. Desperate to change the subject, he hastily claimed he was late for class and dashed out of the house. Later in class, Lin couldn't shake off the thought that he couldn't keep hiding Hong Yi from Lin Xe. It was only a matter of time before she discovered the truth. Just then, Shang Qian approached him, teasing him about rumors spreading around the school that he was having an affair with a ghost. Lin denied it, but Shang Qian showed him evidence from the school WhatsApp group, which enraged Lin. The whole school thought he was into ghosts. In a fit of anger, Lin smashed the phone into Shang Qian's fat-ass face. At that moment, Janglin entered the classroom and demanded silence. She informed the team that she had signed them up for the autumn trial and that they would be participating as a team. She added that they had very little time to prepare and would need to intensify their training. When she showed them the grueling training schedule, they were left stunned. That day on the hill, the team trained relentlessly, as if they were preparing to battle Thanos himself for the Infinity Stones, until they were utterly exhausted. Several weeks later, the autumn trial mobilization began. As the team entered the arena after weeks of non-stop training, they looked like they had been in prison for 15 years. Janglin then informed them that she had named their team Blade Hunters, after the legendary squad she once belonged to and Lin's father was its captain. To their astonishment, she revealed that Lin would be the captain of the team. Moments later, the old-ass announcer began the mobilization and introduced the participating teams and their captains. Yan Yi led the Flywheel team, King Cheng led her team, Chu Lai headed the Shogun Blade team, and the loser Lu Feng captained the Godless team. Finally, Lin and his Blade Hunters were introduced last, causing a major uproar in the arena. Many students felt that Lin was too useless and unworthy to lead any team, let alone one named after the most successful and powerful squad in the city's history. As the crowd's discontent grew, Chen Chunyao, who realized that Lin was now a team captain, regretted treating him like trash, while Yang Yi was furious that Lin was leading a team at all. He began instigating the crowd against Lin, questioning his qualifications to lead the Blade Hunters. The crowd echoed his sentiments, demanding that Lin step down as captain. In response, Lin stepped forward and boldly declared that he was the most qualified to lead the Blade Hunters because his father had led the team to victory in the past. He promised that, if given the chance, he would fight with everything he had for the team and prove to everyone that he could be a hero too. Upon hearing Lin's motivational speech, the crowd went wild with excitement. The students, captivated by his words, began to believe he was the greatest man alive. Seeing the crowd, Lin was stunned to discover that he had die-hard fans who adored him. Meanwhile, Yang Yi was seething with envy, wishing he could be as popular as Lin. Few minutes later, many fans fought their way through the crowd to get Lin's autograph, while Yang Yi was left in the dust, unnoticed and humiliated. The following day, the team arrived at the Red Devil Domain, the venue for the autumn trial. As they strolled around, Lin noticed several booths where students were selling various items. Sean Qian explained that the college allowed students to trade with each other, selling anything they wanted. While exploring, they stumbled upon Chi Lai and Coco's store, and Lin couldn't help but wonder why the old man was still in high school and behaving like a teenager. A few minutes later, Lin came across an old scroll, which caught his interest. Chu Lai then informed him that it was a detailed map of the Red Devil Domain. Realizing its value, Lin decided to make a quick getaway with the map, and Shang Qian followed along in the chaotic escape. Just then, the examiner for the trial began introducing the rules of the competition. He explained that cameras would be situated throughout the domain to record everyone's performance, and the participants would be ranked based on their scores. Shortly afterward, the Red Devil Domain opened, and the teams were instructed to enter the portal. Once inside the domain, Lin was shocked to find an array of portals, each likely leading to different areas within the domain. After much indecision, Lin finally picked a portal, only to teleport his team to the most dangerous place in the domain. The team was disheartened, realizing their moronic leader had led them straight into a trap. But Lin assured them that he had a plan. Meanwhile, back at the academy, the teachers and instructors were closely monitoring the events inside the domain. The security officers suddenly informed them that someone had hijacked the school SUV and escaped. The staff wondered who could have done something only a mad person would do. Old Kang immediately suspected Lin, the only mental case daring enough to pull off such a stunt. So Zhang Lin reviewed the surveillance footage and confirmed it was indeed Lin. Inside the domain, Lin and the team had taken the stolen SUV and were driving toward the center of the domain. After a while, Su Tang noticed something amiss and asked if they were heading in the right direction, catching the useless driver, Hu Feng, off guard. They soon arrived at what looked like a haunted town. Upon seeing it, Lin wondered if ghosts and monsters might inhabit the area. Hong Yi then warned Lin to be careful, as they were now in the ghost domain. As they ventured deeper into the haunted town, they were horrified to discover people imprisoned by ghosts and monsters lying helplessly on the ground. Lin, eager to prove his worth as captain, urged his team to venture into the town and flush out the monsters, surprising everyone with his sudden display of leadership. Without hesitation, Lin boldly announced his presence as he entered the town, prompting Hong Yi to wonder if he had a death wish. He soon stumbled upon an open store and suspected that the ghost had stolen goods from humans to sell. Without a second thought, he smashed the door open and strutted in like he had all the powers in the world. Inside, a one-eyed monster was terrified at the sight of Lin, who was now brimming with Hong Yi's powerful aura. Lin then demanded that the monster hand over all the goods in the store, and the frightened creature had no choice but to comply. Just then, Lin looted the entire store, but his confidence faltered when another six-pack ripped, one-eyed monster walked in. Sensing danger, Hong Yi advised Lin to run, warning him that this new monster was a C-ranked beast. Without hesitation, Lin grabbed the goods and bolted with the monster hot on his heels. Meanwhile, Hu Feng and Shang Qian, who had also been pilfering the streets, spotted Lin sprinting toward them. They wondered why their marshmallow captain was running as if he were training for the Olympics. Realizing that Lin was being chased by a horde of monsters, they quickly joined him in the mad dash. Back in the car, the ladies of the team waited impatiently, wondering what was taking the guys so long. Their thoughts were interrupted when they saw the trio sprinting toward them, looking like they were running for their lives. They quickly scrambled into the car, and with their looted goods and Tao, they sped off, leaving the monsters behind. Meanwhile, at the academy, Jiang Lin watched the scene unfold and was impressed by the team's emerging sense of cohesiveness. Meanwhile, Lin Mayan couldn't believe the audacity of her brother, wondering when the once worthless ass had transformed into a demon king. In another part of the domain, Jian Yu and King Cheng were furious to discover that their supplies had been stolen by monsters. As they fumed, they spotted an approaching vehicle and realized it was Lin. To their surprise, Lin had turned the stolen goods into a moving store, offering to sell the items at a discount. Jian Yu, suspicious of the sudden appearance of the sack of shit, questioned how their supplies had just been robbed, only for Lin to show up selling similar goods. But King Cheng dismissed her suspicions, urging her to stop overthinking things like a mad professor. King Cheng then proceeded to purchase supplies for herself. While Lin was busy selling his goods, he heard voices coming from the surrounding bushes. Curious, he went to investigate and discovered Yang Yu and his gang of losers plotting to ambush him. Thinking quickly, Lin disguised himself as a member of another group and seamlessly infiltrated their ranks. When Yang Yi saw a member of the Mad Warrior group hinting at Lin, he felt he had a golden opportunity. Lin, disguised as one of them, played along, telling Yang Yu that his group's leader, Qin Feng, was also a massive hater of Lin and would love to join forces to take down the worthless MC Yang Yi. Pleased, offered Lin a soul jade as a token of gratitude. But Lin wasn't interested in the shitty jade and demanded Benjamin's instead. With no other option, Yang Yi reluctantly handed him 1,000 stones, which thrilled Lin. Lin then led them toward where his supposed team was, silently hoping he wouldn't run into any actual members of the Mad Warriors. But the gods weren't on his side, and they soon encountered the very person Lin wanted to avoid, the shithead Satama, Qin Feng. Upon seeing the thumbhead, Yang Yi eagerly approached him, telling him about the alliance one of his team members had proposed. But when he turned back to point out the supposed member, Lin had vanished into thin air. In the distance, Lin laughed at how gullible Yang Yi had been. Realizing he'd been scammed, Yang Yi demanded Lin return the jade stone in cash, but Lin told him he could retrieve them from the devil in hell. Enraged, Yang Yi ordered his lackeys to pound Lin into dust. Just as the brainwashed goons charged at Lin, Qin Feng intervened, exuding a fiery aura that protected Lin, stunning everyone with his power. Qin Feng then explained that nothing angered him more than bullies. Lin, however, was irked that the shiny orb head was stealing his screen time. At that moment, the system presented Lin with 3 choices: join Qin Feng in the fight, apologize to Yang Yi, or scram. After analyzing the options, Lin chose to scram, which offered the highest points. After running for a while, Hong Yi alerted Lin to a strong ghostly aura nearby. Moments later, Lin saw a group of panicked students running toward him, and he wondered what was going on. One of them revealed that someone had dug up a cave, releasing a horde of ghosts. Upon hearing this, Lin joined them and rushed back to his team, only to find them struggling to fix the car. Before he could inform them of the impending danger, the monsters arrived. Seeing the freakish creatures, the team considered fleeing to fight another day, but Lin had other ideas. He urged them to stand and fight, and shockingly, his words inspired the team to take a stand. King Cheng and Jian Yu joined the battle, Jian Yu wielding her whip while King Cheng summoned ice blades from the ground, impaling the monsters. As the fight raged on, Lin noticed that Shan Qian wasn't fighting with his magic. Suddenly, Fatty summoned his dragon, and Lin was stunned to see a fate-ass dragon with beer belly. Not long after, Qin Feng joined the fray, and together as a team, they slashed and obliterated the ghosts. Jealous that Lin was hogging the spotlight, Yang Yi decided to show off. In his attempt to shine, he accidentally sliced Lin's arm with his claws and then quickly apologized. But Lin saw through his deception and responded with a face restructuring punch. Not stopping there, he handed Yang Yi a grenade as a souvenir, which promptly exploded in Yang Yi's face. Just when the team thought they had vanquished all the monsters, they heard boss music. A colossal, hideous drag queen of a monster emerged, threatening to chew them up like pizza. The team immediately suggested fleeing, insisting that no one play the hero this time. But the allure of heroism was too tantalizing for Lin, who stepped up to face the monstrous freak. At that moment, the mighty ogre unleashed his suppression powers, restraining everyone except Lin, who was still able to move, much to the ogre's surprise. Just then, the system presented Lin with three choices: escape and stay alive, beg for mercy, or annihilate the night ghost with the team. Lin chose the third option, which promised the highest boost in strength and psychic ability. Ignoring his team's pleas to reconsider, Lin stepped up and challenged the night ghost. Meanwhile, back at the office, Lin Mian was furious with the organizers about releasing a B-ranked ghost that had been caged previously. She initially ordered them to recapture the monster, but then decided to let it be, hoping to assess her brother's worth. Back inside the domain, the night ghost sent Lin crashing into a tree, and the intense beating left him coughing up blood from severe internal injuries. Realizing the dude might enter nirvana at any moment, Han Yi urged him to stop, but Lin was as stubborn as a goat and insisted on continuing the fight. That moment, he charged at the monster with his inferno fist, but the night ghost stabbed him in the chest with its giant fork. Meanwhile, underground the domain, two hopeless losers guards were guarding the prison of the toughest night ghost. Midway through their pointless conversation about how smoking bamboo supposedly expands the brain, their throats were swiftly sliced by Oniji, who had emerged from a portal. Using a powerful magic stone, she opened the prison of the badass night ghost. On opening the prison, the red-haired Dracula ghost shattered his chains, emerging from the prison with a vengeful hunger. Upon seeing the guards with their throats slit, he devoured them like sushi and vowed to exact revenge on the humans who had imprisoned him for years. While this was happening, Lin, who had been impaled by the giant night ghost, remembered he had once received a leg extension pill from the system. He quickly consumed the pill, and the system notified him that he had developed a rapid healing ability. As the monster prepared to devour the team, starting with King Cheng, Lin intervened, launching an attack of his own. He unleashed his inferno fist and lunged at the monster with incredible speed. His fiery fist impaled the monster's guts, creating a massive hole. With that impressive attack, the team realized the suppression spell had worn off. That instant, they unleashed a barrage of attacks on the monster, eventually annihilating it. Back at the academy, Lin Mian and Zhang Lin watched the event unfold on the screen. They were proud of Lin's achievement and growth. However, their moment of pride was abruptly cut short when one of the guards rushed in, alerting them that the strongest night ghost, previously imprisoned, had been released into the outside world. Will Lin and the team be able to survive the powerful red-haired night ghost and escape the domain alive? If you want a part 2, comment JD Stoning. Until next time, my fellow plotters.